Hello beautiful people, welcome or welcome back to the channel. In today's tutorial, I want to show you guys how to create a custom login page for your WordPress website. Now in this tutorial, we will be using a Pro plugin, which will be the Plus add-ons for Elementor, and I do have a link in the description box for you to go ahead and grab your Pro license. However, this is what we'll be creating in this video. I'll show you guys how to create this custom page here where it has this login form that I already have the necessary things that are needed, like the remember me and the forgot password. I even added an additional login right underneath the form. That way people can go back to the home page because of course our login page doesn't have the header and the footer. This is my client site, and as you see in her header, we do have this little icon or user icon that once it's clicked, it does take people to the login page. And here we have it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into the tutorial. All right, so the first thing you need to do inside of the WordPress dashboard is, again, make sure that you do have the Plus add-ons already installed and activated on your WordPress website. Once it's installed and activated, be sure to browse to the widgets tab right here. And the first thing we need to do is search for login, and we're gonna need this one right here. And as you see, it's a pro feature, so be sure you do grab a license with the link I do have in the description. But all you need to do is go ahead and enable this on, because by default, it will not be enabled on. Then the next thing we need to do is create a new page. So I'm already over here on the pages, but of course how you get to that is just come here to the pages tab and choose all page or add a page. What you need to do is you need to create a login page. This is the first step. Now I already have mine installed, or not installed, I already have mine created. So I'm gonna go ahead and open mine with Elementor. Great, so here is our login page, but as you see right now, it's pretty blank. So let's go ahead and create this. So one thing that I like to do is just create a little header or page banner, and I'm just going to go ahead and give this a little bit of some styling. All right, so now that we actually have the page banner already created, as you see, it sits at the top. The next thing we need to do is go ahead and add in the login widget. Remember, we just installed it or enabled it. So we're going to go up here to the Elements tab, and we're going to search for login. And as you see, it's going to be this one right here. Let's go ahead and just drop this onto the page. And then right there, you automatically see the form right here. And a good thing I love about the Plus add-ons is that right out of the bat, this already looks pretty clean and professional. So I don't have to do much editing work if I don't want to the styling. However, you do still have those options, which we're going to get into in just a second. So the first thing you need to note that right here underneath the type, if we just drop this down, you see that you actually have a few different options. You can either just do strictly the login, you can do strictly the register, or you can even do the login and the register, which is going to be super important. And then you also have the forgot password, which you can create this as a single page or a different page. That way, when people actually click on this lost password, instead of taking them to the default WordPress, create a new password page, it'll go to the custom page that you have, right? That you create from this login and register widget. So it's super, super dope. But for the purpose of this tutorial, we're keeping it simple, and we're just going to keep it on login because we only just want a login form right here. Then you have the layout where you can choose how you want this form to display. So obviously for this being a page, I'm just going to keep it on a standard form, but let's say you had some other details on this page and you might have, put a button, and you were basically saying that on hover, that's when I want the form to pop up. And you have some other options right here. You can do click or pop up. But again, for simplicity of this login page, we're just going to keep it on the standard form. Then you do have some content alignment, and again, total preferences up to you. But some important details that we do have inside of this content tab right here is a few other things. You have the login options, you have a form header, and a few other things right here. And I'm going to touch briefly on a few of these. The login options is definitely going to be an important one. So let's just say, for instance, you don't want these labels on your form. You can easily just toggle these off, and now the labels are gone. But if you do want them, and let's say you want to make them more custom, what if maybe you don't want people to use a username to sign in or log in, and you only want them to use email? Then you need to toggle on this custom label. Once you do that, all you have to do is just remove whatever text you don't want in the label, and then there you go, it'll update on the. And then if we just scroll down, you can also do the same thing with the placeholders, which is going to be the text that sits inside of the actual box that people have to type their information in. And you can toggle on whether you want the remember me to be there, and you can even change the verbiage, and the same for the lost password, whether or not you want it to show and what do you want it to actually say. And then another important thing that you have, which I think a lot of us need to be using, is definitely going to be the redirect after login. This is a very important one depending on how you want things to, or people to operate on your website. So for instance, if we look at my client's website here, let's go back to her actual site. You will see that she obviously does service-based esthetician type of work. So things like facials, waxing, and things of that nature. So after a person logs in, where do you think they should go? Well, most importantly, I would probably suggest that they might need to either go view her services, or they need to either go and book an appointment. So that's going to be super important for you to know where you kind of want to send people after they log in, depending on what they're actually logging in for. If they're logging in to book an appointment, then maybe the redirect after login needs to, toggle that on, and then go ahead and put your actual booking page. And I'm actually going to do that for this one just to show you guys. And there we go. There is our booking page. And so that means after a person actually successfully logs in, it'll just redirect them to the booking page. And then you have this other option that I think is really important. It's going to be the form heading. I'm not going to say it's very important, but I would say it's kind of a nice one to have depending on how you like to design things up. So if you just toggle on the heading, you will see that this heading description or this heading text appears right above your form. And you can change this to say anything. Like for this one, maybe we want to just say, please log into your account. Now, we don't have any styling options just yet, so give me a second. We're going to get to this tab in just a second. But moving along, we do have some other things. So if you want people to be able to log in using the social media links like Facebook, Google, have you ever been on a person's site and you can sign in with Google? That gives you these options right here. You can just toggle them on and you can set those up. I'm not going to do that, but you do have those options. And then you have the notification messages. So what are the messages going to say as people are either typing? The success message, like if they log in successfully, the validation, if they, wrong username or error, all of those different things, and a bunch of other different things that are going to be very useful inside of the content. Now, moving along to this style tab, because if you want to really make it match the branding of your website, the styling tab is going to be your friend. The first thing is the form labels, and that'll be these right here. Oops, I did not mean to do that. It'll be these right here where it says email and password above these right here. So we can actually change this to be a bit darker because right now it's gray, and there we go. Then you also have other stuff like this heading option, which was this right here that we toggled on. I can go ahead and I can, let's just say we want it to be this little blue color. And let's say we want to change the font to be match our other font that we're using on the website, and there we go. You can even edit the size as well. So let's just say we wanted this to be at 1 point, oh, what am I doing? 1.4. I think that's exactly where it was before, but you guys get the point. And all you have to do is just go through each one of these, and you can edit up how the form actually visually appears on the actual website. Now, of course, let's go ahead and go to the form button because we want that button to match our website. So let's just choose a purplish color. It kind of matches our website. Let's go for about this one right here. And there we go. And like I said, you have a ton of different options. You can get very, very custom. Another thing I would definitely suggest is for me personally, like I said, if I show you my client sites, we go to her login page. I really want people to really focus on logging in once they go to this page. I don't want them to be confused and bombarded with all the header and footer details, any other pop-ups. I just want them to log in, and if they just so happen need to go back to the home page, the button will be right here. So that's another thing that I like to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually make sure that this page is set to Elementor canvas. How do we do that is by going up here to the page settings. Once I click on that, you're going to see this option right here for the page layout. I'm going to change it from default to Elementor canvas. And once you do that, you're going to notice that that header is now going to be removed. Perfect. So now the next thing we need to do is add that little button right here. Basically the button for people to actually go back to the home page if they want to. So let's just go ahead and add in a button and just drop it right there. So it's going to be in this same container with the form, but it'll just be at the very bottom of the form. I'm going to go ahead and remove this text and change it to... Now for the link, I'm just going to drop in or paste our actual home page. And for the icon, I'm actually going to choose the left arrow. So I'm just going to type in an arrow, choose this back arrow right here. I like to put 10 pixels of space in between it. And I'm just going to go over to the style tab, and I'm just going to make the background of the button fully transparent. And then for the text color, I'm going to make it that bluish color. Perfect. Now all I need to do is center it, and then I'm going to go over here to the advanced tab, and I'm going to put a little bit of padding at the top just because I don't want it too close to the form. I want it to kind of sit in its own space a little bit. Let's do 20 actually, and let's close that. And yeah, there you go. It looks like it's separate from the actual form. That's exactly what I want. All right, so now the last few things to do, you can do some more little touches. You can go to the actual form now, and let's go over here to the advanced tab, and where we have this width, we're going to give it a custom width. And let's just say we want this to be about 75%, and let's go to the main container, and let's just center align everything. That way it's not so far stretched, but it's also not too tiny. It's totally up to you, again, what you want to do. But yeah, there we go. So I'm actually going to go ahead and open this back up. I'm pretty much done. It looks like how I want it to look. I have my go back to homepage button here. It's already Elementor canvas, so there's no heading and no footer on this page. So now I'm just going to go ahead and publish it. Now all I'm going to do is preview to make sure it looks good. And there we go. Now, of course, I'm logged in right now, so it will show me my user, and I can go ahead and either edit or I can log out. But you guys get the picture. So if you're logged in, this is what they'll see. But if it's logged out, of course, it'll show that form, and I'll show you guys that in a private mode in just a second. Now, the next thing we need to do is actually, let's go back to the home page. Let's go to the booking page. There's nothing on this site, guys, so here's how it looks. All right, so as we see right now, there is no way to get to the login page because we don't have a login page inside of our header, or we don't have like a button to log in. Right now, the only thing we know is that we created the page and we have the URL. Well, how do we actually make it easy for people to go ahead and see like a login button in the header or anywhere on this website so that they can log in? Let me show you how. The next thing you need to do is find your header. Now for me, my header is underneath the Nexter's theme builder. That's what I use for all of my sites right now. So I'm just going to go over here to the theme builder. Let's go ahead and open this in a new tab. Then of course, the Nexter theme builder will open. You need to either create your header if you haven't already, or just open up your header in Elementor. Here's my header, so I'm going to go ahead and edit the header. So once I have my header template open, now it's time to actually add another widget or a button, essentially, and link the actual login page to it. So the easiest way to do this is honestly just putting in a button inside of your header. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And what I'm going to do actually is remove the text, and instead I'm going to use an icon. So let's open up the icon library. I'm going to type in user, and I'm looking for this icon right here. I'm going to go ahead and insert, and for the actual page, I'm now going to link my login page. So it's just my URL /login because that's what I titled the page. or you can always just go back to the pages here, all pages. And of course, for the login, all you need to do is grab the URL. So just quickly view it and grab the URL, come back here and make sure you paste that exact link in the link option or field right here. But now, as you see, we have our icon. But what if you don't want the background, or you want to make some styling to the background? You can just simply do that by going over here to the styling. For me, I just go ahead and make it transparent. For the text, it's obviously going to match the icon. So I'm just going to choose this color here. And I can actually go here. I can make it a bit bigger if I want to. So I'm just going to go with 18 pixels right now. And that's pretty much it. Now, what I need to do first before is obviously I need to change the layout for this container because I need everything to kind of sit next to each other. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and center, justify everything in the center, and I'm going to go ahead and hit publish. So let's go ahead and also align everything in the center. Go ahead and publish. So now on this booking page, let's go ahead and refresh. And as you see, now we see our little icon. So now if I were to click on this icon, it should now lead me to the login page where I see that I'm already logged in. But now let's check this in preview mode so we can actually see the actual login form. So let's go ahead and just copy our URL. Open this in incognito mode. And there we go. Here is our login page. Now, if we were to just go back to this home page, because we set that up. This is our home page, this hideous looking page here. Let's say someone was visiting our booking page, and then they realized like, oh shoot, I actually got to log in. I can, log in, yada yada. Now all they have to do is click on this little icon right here, and then boom, it will take them to this login page. And all they have to do is log in, and once they log in, they can do and explore the website however they please. And quickly, I do want to show you guys what it kind of looks like when you actually log in. So let me try to log in on my client site. So here is my client's login page. I'm going to go ahead and put in my credentials for logging into her website as a client. All right, so I have my credentials in right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and click on login. And as you see, we're going to have this please wait, and then a message that says logged in successful. And as you see, I already have my client stuff set up to where once a person logs in, it automatically brings them to the customer panel. Also, they now are able to view this little tab right here inside of her menu. So again, once you actually create the redirects and really set up your website to how it's going to be viewed differently depending on people's user roles and if they're logged in or logged out, you can really get flexible and custom with this. And as you see right here, I can see my next appointment with my client will be on April 16th. So that's how that works. And again, if I click on this right here, it's just going to tell me now that, hey, girl, you're already logged in. And if I hover over this, I can either edit my profile or I can go ahead and log out. Let's just say I want to log out. Boom, I'm logged out now. So if I now go back to this home page, I'm just on the home page. The tab is missing from the header, and here we go. So that's pretty much all I want to show you guys in this tutorial. A super easy way to create a custom login for your WordPress website. It's going to come in super handy for your customers as well, or your clients as well, because now they can actually use this to log in as the admin to their websites as well. So this can be a whole nother different way for you guys to log into your actual WordPress dashboard just from using this page alone. This is going to be a game changer. If you guys don't already have a Plus Add-ons Pro license, be sure you guys grab that using the link in the description box. That's all I have for today's video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.